from a bakery deli, just our already made hummus, rather than making our own. We were talking earlier saying that, you know, you can make it, it's very easy to make. All hummus is like garbanzo beans or chickpeas, which are the same, with a little bit of oil, either, you know, vegetable oil or olive oil, maybe a little bit of garlic if you want. I've chose one here that has sun-dried tomatoes, roasted red peppers in there. So there's all different flavors of them. I like the plain. It's really, you know, like I said, you can make it yourself, but it's already made, and it's good. So it's a good product. I'm going to stick our, go ahead and start our beef. This is just a pound of ground round. I'm going to break that up, and I'm going to cut up some onion here to put with it. So I always like when I'm making something that has onions and ground beef to always put them in the same time. I just think I think it's a good way to cook your onions. You don't have to worry about any extra oil or grease, and that's, you know, sort of cooking them together saves a little time, and I think that it flavors the ground beef nicely. I think this is the only chopping I did today. It's kind of different. So our H for hummus. I left those coupons by the recipes tonight. I was at the food show on Saturday in Knoxville. Always an interesting adventure. I believe, you know, the tickets go toward the United Way, I think, in Knoxville. So, but it's kind of neat to see some new products, and of course they have overabundance of food. Okay, all we're going to do with this hummus is we're going to put this on the bottom. And since I've got some plain and I've got some roasted red pepper, I'm going to put the roasted red pepper and plain on the bottom. These are different colors. So I'll kind of mix them up. Each one of these, of course, is a cup. So we're going to put 2 cups on the bottom. Oh, we haven't done our pine nuts either. This one. Instead of bread rounds, I got some pita chips. Okay, now I'm going to turn this on and I'm talk about the pine nuts. Now, pine nuts are a little bit expensive. I think this jar that I had over here, I think this is like 6. I found some in the produce department, they're 9. I guess it takes a lot of pine to make the little pine nuts, so I think that's one of the reasons they're so expensive. If you don't want to use the pine nuts, that's fine. Either leave them out, or you could substitute maybe almonds. I don't know that I would go with pecans, but almonds or walnuts or something like that. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here. It's 2 teaspoons, and our pine nuts, half a cup. And I'm just going to kind of toast them a little bit. You know, I think this is just to sort of give it a more authentic flavor. So I'm not, you know, if you don't really, when you taste it, if you don't feel like, oh, I don't think it's really worth that, then certainly substitute something else, or just leave them out. Okay, now with this, we want to make sure, you know, a lot of times when I've done cooked ground beef, because we're putting it in something else, it doesn't have to be completely cooked, because we're putting it in something else and recooking it. We want to make sure, since we're eating it like this, that it's not pink. We want it all cooked. We'll just gonna give it a little bit extra. Now this is one of those things where you can serve it warm or you can serve it at room temperature. The hummus is not gonna be warm. The meat may be just a little bit by the time we get it on there, and you taste it, it's fine, but like I said, we wanna make sure that it's totally cooked. And our pine nuts are good. These kind of toast up fast, so. Not yet. I've got the salt and pepper and the allspice right here. That's off. Oh, I can smell our nuts now. Okay, they're ready. You just want to toast them a little bit. Too expensive to burn. Got our pine nuts done. I'm going to start because I'm sure the pot's still hot. Got our meat done. I'm going to go ahead and add our salt, pepper, and allspice to our meat mixture. And there's really not a whole lot of grease to drain out of here, so we're not going to worry about that stuff. If you find, you know, if you decide to use, God bless you, if you decide to use ground chuck or something and you have a little bit more grease, then certainly want to take that out. If not, like I said, there's really not a whole lot here. We will go ahead and turn that out. It looks good. All right. We've got some parsley. Okay, we're going to top this with some of our pita chips. And I just kind of crumble them up. A little harder than potato chips. Like I said, with this in the hummus, it does soften up a little bit. But I like that extra little crunch. Okay, and then we need some parsley. Right? Am I right? Am I right? Yes. Pine nuts. Okay, put our pine nuts on there. Parsley on here. And we've got some paprika and a little lemon juice. Sprinkle a little paprika. It's really pretty. Okay, and our rest of our hummus. Like I said, I think this would make a wonderful appetizer for the holidays. We are going to do some more on appetizers in November, December, I don't remember. I won't do this one again, but do some other fun things. And then we're just going to carefully trying iced cupcakes. All right, not my best work, but it'll taste good. All right, a little bit more. We're gonna put the meat on, right? And the lemon juice. And then we're gonna top it with that. Lemon juice and our meat. Watching intently. I don't know if I'm gonna like that. I think you will. You thinking what? I words? Yeah, start thinking I words. I don't know. Other than ice cream? Yeah, that could work. Icing. Icing? That's another one. I don't know. There's going to be, the ones that you think are going to be hard aren't hard, and the ones that are like, oh, okay, those are going to be hard. Yes. So it's all, it'll be interesting. Okay, a little more parsley here. Yeah, she said Italian. Said what? Italian. Italian, that's a good one. There's a lot of words that don't really involve the food product. When I was looking at the H things, there's a lot of healthy recipes. There was, what else was there? There was, of course, hot things, and so it's kind of like, well, I could do something like that. We'll see. I have, about 3 weeks before I have to worry about that. All right, there's the rest of our parsley. Sprinkle that on. We'll call this a hummus appetizer. Like I said, I think this is really pretty. We're going to serve it with a few pita chips. I have another bag. So there's our hummus appetizer.